Hey guys, it's Mari from My Heart Races, and today we're going to talk about something so important. We're going to talk about fueling during your runs and during your races. When you run, your run is fueled by two sources from your body. One is your body fat, and one is carbohydrates in the form of glycogen stores. And the more effort you put forth in a run, so the faster you're going or climbing a hill, the more carbs are burned as opposed to body fat. And just as a side note, this is why I tell people that it's really important to do lots of easy runs, because when you're doing easy runs, your main source of fuel is your body fat. And the nice thing about body fat is it's pretty endless. There are no limits, there's lots of it, and there's lots of calories in body fat to burn. So, and the more you burn body fat on your easy runs, the more efficient your body will become at using fat instead of carbs. Because glycogen stores in carbs are not endless. They're actually limited and you can run out. So that's another reason to do a lot of easy runs. You want your body to be really good at burning fat. You have glycogen stores in two areas. You have them in your muscles and you have them around your liver. And after about an hour of running, you're gonna run out of the glycogen stores in your muscles because that's what your body's gonna use first. Then your body is actually gonna draw from your blood sugar when it runs out of the glycogen stores in your muscles. And the glycogen stores around your liver are responsible for maintaining your blood sugar, so they're gonna actually be used to up your blood sugar. And the unfortunate thing about the glycogen stores in your liver is that they're gonna run out, and they're not endless. And once they run out, and once your blood sugar cannot be maintained because your liver has just run out of their glycogen stores, then your blood sugar drops. You have nothing left to fuel your run except for body fat, but your body fat can't do it on its own. Your blood sugar is dropped, things get really ugly, really ugly. You can't move. Your muscles literally won't move. You will tell them to move and they won't move. A lot of runners refer to this as the wall, and it literally does feel like you've hit a wall and you can no longer move, you can no longer function. I've actually experienced this before and it's really ugly and it's not good. So what we're gonna talk about today is gonna avoid this altogether, because if you're fueling properly, there will be no need to ever experience the wall, to experience running out of your glycogen stores. It won't happen. You'll feel good, you'll be fueled, you'll be able to maintain a running pace for a long time. After the hour mark, when you have run out of your glycogen stores in your muscles, it's really important to start taking in calories. It's important to start taking in fuel. And at this point, you might not feel like you need to. And most people actually don't feel like they need to. And that doesn't matter. If it ever gets to the point where you have run out, it's too late. There's no way to replenish glycogen stores in a fast way. It actually takes the body 2 days to replenish glycogen stores, which means if you've hit the wall during a race by not fueling properly, it's too late. You're pretty much toast. So that's not good. You want to avoid that. For me personally, fueling properly on race day is walking a very fine line between avoiding a stomach ache and taking in just enough so that you don't crash. Unfortunately, this is something that you learn with trial and error because everyone is different, but I do have lots of good ideas for you to try. And you guys have heard me say before that long runs are just like practicing for race day. What you want to do is take all of my ideas and try them out and see what works for you. And once you find what works, use it on race day. Okay, this right here is an energy gel, commonly known as Goose. This is probably the most popular form of taking in fuel and calories during a run. It's really convenient because it's formulated to include everything that you need for your run. It has your electrolytes, potassium and sodium. It has simple sugars because they're absorbed quickly and easily. And it's just the right amount of calories for about 45 minutes worth of work. They're super convenient because you can just carry them in your pocket. I just rip them open and just squirt them in. and I swallow it like a pill with water. Some people like to slowly sip them, and that's not actually what I like to do, but I know that works for some people to avoid a stomach ache. So this is one option for you. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people who can't stomach these. They don't like them, they don't like the flavor, whatever it is, they can't stomach these and they don't like them. And that's completely understandable, and it's fine because there's so many options out there. Something like this, these are mini saltines, works great for race day. They kind of absorb quickly. It's a simple carbohydrate, so it gets into your bloodstream really quick, and it's small and convenient. I always recommend these. I also recommend pretzels. Pretzels are small, easy to chew. They have salt, they have sodium and potassium, which is what you need, and they're easily digestible, and they're usually easy on the stomach. I also love dried fruit. These are raisins. These are dried sweet pineapple. These are both really delicious options. And if I ever happen to run out of Gatorade or goo, I always just grab some of these and put them in my pocket. They're filled with calories and simple sugars, and they're really convenient. Two other options that we have that some people usually don't think of are honey sticks. You can find these at any health food store. They're really easy to carry, and they're really easy to open and sip on. And they're filled with sugars that will fuel your run. People never think to use these on themselves, but I do, because sometimes you don't have bananas on hand, and bananas are not easy to carry. This is just baby food. This is bananas, and it's filled with potassium, which can avoid cramping. It's filled with simple sugars that will keep your blood sugar up, keep you going. All right, these are some other options. These are one of my favorites. These are Honey Stinger Energy Chews. They're kind of like fruit snacks. They're just like really big fruit snacks, but they're also easy to carry. They're formulated perfectly for an endurance athlete and everything that they need to take in. I just drink a few, and at a water station, swallow it down with some water. This is a Honey Stinger waffle. I really love these. These are super easy and convenient. Easy to carry and delicious. Those are just a few of my ideas for a runner who's trying to dial in what works for them and what's going to keep them feeling good on race day while also avoiding a stomach ache. Another thing I want to let you guys know is that it's really important to refuel when you're done with a run. And the reason for this is that your glycogen stores have been diminished, and they're eager and ready to get filled up again. So as soon as you eat, they'll get replenished, and you want to be ready for your next run. So it's really important when you get home from a run to eat within 45 minutes. You want carbs and protein and lots of healthy stuff so that you're ready for your next run. I'm going to walk you through what I do on a typical day when I'm training, when I have a long run ahead of me. What I'll do is I'll wake up, I'll drink some water. I usually drink probably anywhere from 8 to 16 ounces of water, and then I'll have, depending on how long I'm running, I'll have toast. If it's probably longer than like 14, 15 miles, I'll have 2 pieces. If it's anything under that, I'll just have 1. I'll have a piece of toast with peanut butter on it and honey drizzled over the top. And then after that, I'll go get dressed. I'll do my hair, I'll get my shoes on, get my socks on, get my clothes on, get all ready to go. And then that kind of gives your body time to digest so that you don't end up with a stomach ache when you're running. If I'm running a half marathon, my strategy usually is to take in a sports drink at a couple water stations. And you'll notice during races, at water stations, they'll usually have the option of either plain water or a sports drink. So during a half marathon, before mile 8, I'll space out 2 stations where I'm taking in the sports drink, not the water. And then at mile 7 or 8, depending on when they have another water station, because I like to take my goos with water, I'll take a goo, I'll swallow it down real quick with water, and then that will get me through the rest of the race. If I'm feeling like at mile 10 or 11 I need more sports drink, I will have more sports drink, but usually the goo is enough to carry me through. For a full marathon, it's a little more complicated for me. I start taking my goos at mile 8. Before mile 8, I usually play it by ear, whatever I feel like. I'll take water if I'm feeling a little bit queasy. If I'm feeling like my stomach can handle it, I'll take sports drinks, and I'll take it about every maybe 3 or 4 miles, depending on where the water stations are in the race. So by the time mile 8 hits, I'm usually feeling really good, and you should know that's always when you should start taking your fuel, is when you're still feeling good. I take my GU at mile 8. I then take it again at mile 13, again at mile 18, and again at mile 23. Now, the last 6.2 miles of a marathon, which is the last 10K of a marathon, you never know how you're gonna feel. You never know if you're gonna feel invincible or if you're gonna feel like you just might pass out and die. You never really know, so I always play this part by ear. If I'm getting a stomach ache, I strictly stick to the GUs at 23, and I take in nothing else. Sometimes water if I know that it's a hot day and I'm sweating a lot. If my stomach's feeling okay and I'm feeling strong, the more sugars and fuel you can get in, the better, because it helps you feel good, it keeps you going strong. So if I feel like my stomach can handle it and I feel like I'm not getting queasy and I feel fine, I'll take in whatever I can get. If there's people giving out orange slices, I'll take in an orange slice. I'll take in my GUs, I'll take in sports drinks, I'll take in anything, because the more you take in, the better you're gonna feel. If I'm having a stomach ache, I mainly just stick to the GUs and only water. And I force myself to take the GUs, even if I have a stomach ache, because if you don't, you're gonna make things worse. And when you start to feel bad, then you know that you've waited too long to drink, you've waited too long to fuel, and it's what your body needs. And so that's why you always want to fuel before you feel like you need it. Because once you feel bad, then you definitely don't want to take it in anymore, and that only compounds the problem. So that's what I do on my runs, and hopefully that's helpful to you. And when you're racing, you'll take this information with you and it will help you. Thanks so much for watching my video on how to fuel for a marathon. I hope you found the information useful and helpful. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment and let me know what you think. Happy running!